Hello everyone, I'm Extra Cheesy 87 and this is Let's Play Danganronpa 2 Part 50, aka Sweet Guitar Riff Edition. In the previous video, we made it to the final chapter. Well, I'm guessing it's the final chapter. Pretty sure we're close to the end of the game. We're supposed to be investigating Hope's Peak Academy, which we're back. We're definitely back, maybe. Or at the very least, we're back in something that looks just like Hope's Peak, whether or not it's actually... how are we on the 5th floor? Huh? That's weird. This is the hallway I walked through to get to the gymnasium, but... Also, everything may be in Hajime's head. I don't know. He's kind of like going crazy, which is cool. Or at the very least, interesting. It's not good that Hajime's going crazy. Is this Monokuma's doing too? Dude, you can't just keep blaming everything on Monokuma, man. Girly, you seem to be having issues. I don't know how he's doing it, but he keeps doing it over and over again. He's so persistent. I'm not gonna fall for his trap. There's no way this will make me back down. Sorry, I can't read the text because you're making it disappear. This hallway, there's a strange feeling to it, no? As if an invisible wall has been erected to limit our movement.
I am concerned.
It's like we're trapped in a video game or something. Is it just me? Can we go to the blood room? Where's the blood room? Isn't that on the 5th floor? Or is that the 4th floor? I think that was the 4th floor, actually. Can we go to the music room? The music room? Wait, this is the morgue, right? Yeah. Dude, I'm surprised I remember. Oh, yeah, the Raw? You turn so slow. Yeah, let's go see the music room where... Baby Kuzuryu was killed, potentially. Can we go there? No? I don't remember where the music room is. Isn't it on the 5th floor? But yeah, because the dojo and the music room was right across. Or wait. That's a garden. Oh, no, yeah, the garden's on the 5th floor. The music room's on the 4th floor. Maybe. I mean, it hasn't been that long. Well... It's actually been like 3 or 4 months since I beat Danganronpa 1. It hasn't been that long since the Let's Play ended, but I finished that Let's Play like way ahead of time. Or at least like a month or so before the final video went up. Is this a dojo? It's full of strange things that make me think there's no way we're inside a school. Perhaps it's a mistake to expect the inside of this building to make sense. Granted, the backlog on this series, it's gotten kind of big. It's just taken a little while. Like, it was pretty small for a long time. Like, for a while, there was no backlog at all. But I think part 30... We've got like a 17 episode backlog. I think 33 goes up today. What is this? Is this a manga? The title is A History of Hope's Peak Academy. Manga for Morons, A History of Hope's Peak Academy by Monokuma. Why is a manga with such a suspicious-looking title laying out in the open like this? Let's start with the history first, class.
Hey,
Reading manga is the third best way to learn about history. What's the first, you ask? Living it? That depends on the person. What? What about the second? So, just as I thought, Monokuma made this. That totally explains how suspicious it looks. I really just want to ignore it, but there's no way I can do that. Alright, fine, I'll look at some anime titties. Only because the game's making me. It's not like I have any desire or anything. Look at anything that might be the clue to getting out of here, no matter what it is. Yeah, that's why I'm looking at it. I picked up the manga off the floor and started flipping through the pages. It's an introduction to Hope's Peak Academy as narrated by the cutesy character on the cover. Thanks, I hate it. The story begins with an introduction of Hope's Peak Academy. Hope's Peak Academy is a government-funded school of privilege where only the most talented high school students can hope to attend. Built to raise hope in the nation's future, many of its alumni are key leaders of various industries. Man, whoever wrote this paragraph, they really got a lot of use out of it. They reused this exact paragraph like 4 different times already. Okay, this is slightly different. It's really just that one line about built to bring hope into the nation's future. Hope's Peak Academy's teachers who serve as both educators and researchers of talent. Hope's Peak Academy isn't just a school for talent, it's also a school for researching talent as well. Oh, maybe that's the person Nagito was talking to, is the ultimate talent researcher? That, or, I mean, I guess they theoretically could have been a teacher. They didn't necessarily have to be a student. However, for the past few years, Hope's Peak Academy has been suffering from a decline in funding. If this persists, the Academy believes they will not be able to make progress with their research of talent. So they decided to implement a new system, the Reserve Department. Unlike the main department who scouts for students, the Reserve Department utilizes a general entrance exam. Normal faculty was hired and placed in charge of looking after the Reserve Department. The expenses and exam fees for the Reserve Department are quite high compared to most high schools. Nevertheless, Hope's Peak Academy received an endless stream of applicants. Hope's Peak Academy was now available to talentless commoners, people who only cared about the brand. With this, Hope's Peak Academy managed to amass sizable funds and began to further research of talent. To create Hope's Peak Academy's earnest wish, a true genius who would become mankind's hope. But just when they thought everything was gone, well, an unprecedented incident occurred. The incident that triggered the tragedy. You know the phrase. I'm not saying it anymore. That's right, it was the tragedy of Hope's Peak Academy. Hope's Peak Academy was crippled by this incident and was forced to shut down without accomplishing anything. The end. Seems a little sudden. Huh? The ending was so sudden, like a manga that's suddenly canceled in the middle of its run. Plus, these phrases mentioned at the end of the manga, the tragedy and the tragedy of Hope's Peak Academy, the names are so melodramatic. Thank you! There's no way these incidents really happened, right? The manga only reads the names, so I don't really know the details, but nah, it'd just be a waste of time to wonder about things that don't make sense. They said it, not me. More importantly, I learned something because of this manga. The Reserve Department. That department was only built to collect money. I was one of those Reserve Corps students, right? Well, I mean, every private high school is built to amass money.
But hold on.
That's weird. Oh, you're here again.
Shing!
Oh, the thing that's weird is you, of course. Huh?
Hey!
Why did you forget that you were part of the Reserve Department? The Future Foundation only took away your school life memories, right? But you should have known even before you entered that you had no talent, right? So I think it's weird that you actually forgot something like that too. Kyoko forgot her talent, and she knew that she was the ultimate detective prior to entering, so... What do you want me to say?
By the way...
Based on my assumption, the Future Foundation must have wanted to hide the fact that you were one of those Reserve Corps students.
I got it!
Or you willingly sealed those memories away yourself. Probably that, as well. Huh? You wanted to be confident in yourself, so you wanted to forget everything that embarrassed you. You know, when humans experience trauma, sometimes they erase their memories of what happened. It happens pretty often, not that I'd know anything about that, though. Are you saying it's my fault I forgot? That's not it.
Come on!
When things get inconvenient, you always get angry and try and brush it off. Well, that's expected of a Reserve Corps student. Damn it, what the heck? Okay. Interesting. We have gotten our first truth bullet. In contrast to the main department, they used general interest exams just to make money. Once again, that's the goal of basically everything. Manga for morons. Why did I click on this again? Okay, at least it didn't do the entire thing again, but... Okay. Yep. I don't know why I clicked on it. It was bright and shiny. Did the map developers design this to reflect a Japanese dojo? I guess. This cherry tree is in full bloom. It may be a tasteful sight to see a blooming cherry tree inside a dojo, but in this situation, it just looks bizarre. Yeah, there ain't no sunlight, dude. Okay. Kyoko and Pekka were here, it would have been truly picturesque. For their sakes as well, I will definitely go home. I ain't doing anything for Hyoko's sake. Or Pekka, really. I mean, you know, once again, as I've said a few times, the production team had more time, there could have been a minigame here. Wait, what am I saying? Oh, dude, Hajime, he sees into the Matrix, he can break the fourth wall now. There are a bunch of wooden lockers here. Each one of them has a traditional-looking wood block key sticking out. Oh yeah, as I was just saying, it's not Pekko's fault she was brainwashed from birth, but her single-minded devotion kind of annoyed me. Because it's like, there was nothing real to it, right? Like, she was literally just bred from birth and brainwashed into thinking that her entire life revolved around protecting Fuyuhiko. Like, she was never given a chance to live as, like, a real human being. Granted, she obviously, like, still had, like, a personality and everything, because you can't, at the end of the day, you can't fully turn a person into an inanimate object. It's not possible. It's been tried many times throughout history, but it's never been done because people are always going to be innately people. There's nothing in particular that looks like a clue. And I guess, like, her buying into all that kind of annoyed me. Because it was like, she obviously had feelings and thoughts, and the way she pretended that she didn't in order to achieve some, like, crazy goal was a little weird.
What's going on?
This hallway, it's kind of creepy. I can't go to places that I should be able to go to. It's like some rule is being enforced for some reason. Yeah, it's like there's an invisible wall or something. This is the fourth wall breaking chapter, okay? Get used to it. Did we go in here? Are you gonna teleport me to another floor or something if I leave? Oh, we got a book. This is another manga. It's laying on top of the desk. This one... Manga for Morons, The Tragedy of Hope's Peak Academy, huh? Wasn't The Tragedy of Hope's Peak Academy mentioned in that other manga too? It's why Hope's Peak Academy went bankrupt and it was the trigger for the thing. If I read this manga, would I be able to learn a little more about that incident? I took the manga from the desk and started flipping through the pages. To see what I can learn about the event known as the Tragedy of Hope's Peak Academy. The story made heavy use of outdated, stylized drawings depicting characters solving mysteries. What's written here is, as the name suggests, the tragedy of Hope's Peak Academy occurred at Hope's Peak Academy. Thanks for that. Gosh, I'm really glad we cleared that up. The key player in that event was a student named Izuru Kamakura. Izuru. Do we know Izuru? I don't know. I mean, the name seems familiar, but I don't know if it's been mentioned in this game. Izuru was a genius known as the Symbol of Hope. Hope's Peak Academy used all their resources to develop him. Supposedly, Izuru was a genius among geniuses and possessed various talents. Oh, so that could have been the guy that Nagisa was talking to? That's why everything was so boring to him? Is because he's like the ultimate super being? Wielding a superior talent for the hope of mankind, the Academy referred to Izuru as the Ultimate Hope, aka the Ultimate Eugenics Outcome. To project such rare talent, the Academy completely concealed all evidence of Izuru's origins and identity. Because of that, most of the students at the Academy were completely unaware of Izuru's existence. But Izuru, who was known as the Symbol of Hope, was responsible for a horrible incident. 13 students of Hope's Peak's Academy. The Hope's Peak Academies, like the double possessive there, always messes me up. I can't say it. The student council, among the Academy's best and brightness, were brutally murdered by Izuru. However, the incident did not end there. The Academy tried to protect Izuru's superior talent and concealed the incident as though it never happened. However, a certain student began working in secret to use that incident to their advantage. That student uncovered what the Academy did, and by making that knowledge public, it stoked the fires of Reserve Corps students who had long been dissatisfied with how they'd been treated. Please tell me that was you, Hajime. And the uprising began, and that heralded Hope's Peak Academy's destruction. This is the entirety of the tragedy of Hope's Peak Academy. So they made like a super being, and he was evil because the evil people in fiction are always incredibly powerful for some reason. Like, it's never like, oh, I get all the powers, and I'm like, I'm gonna be a normal person. They're like, nah, I'm gonna be evil because reasons. Eventually, the incident would lead to the horrifying, devastating incident. It's like, you know, it's never the person who's evil gets like, oh, what's their talent? They're really good at hopscotch. You know? They always are like, oh, well, they can like control people's minds and they have telepathy and they're extremely resilient and... The incident that would be, granted, there is also Superman as a counterpoint who's like, his powers are whatever the writer wants them to be at any point. Works cited Danganronpa 0. Oh, you can't just have a works cited page with one thing on it. You would get... The publisher would not be happy. Am I supposed to believe this? There's no way 13 people were killed at Hope's Peak Academy. What irony! For a genius known as the Ultimate Hope to cause such a gruesome incident. A talent like that is too regal for society. It's like trying to buy juice with a bar of gold. So, I guess what the thing that Nagito learned is that he learned about the Ultimate Hope, and that's why he started to forsake the Ultimates as symbols of hope, is because he kind of saw the outcome there, I'm guessing. Which is why he started acting disdainful towards everyone. And he got so mad at Hajime for looking so favorably upon Hope's Peak Academy. You should be lucky that you're incompetent. Wow, rude. Damn it, he always has to lead up to something offensive. He seriously pisses me off. But Ultimate Hope? Nagito mentioned that before too, but it looks like it means something completely different here. What Nagito said was the true meaning of hope, but for Izuru, hope simply means talent. More importantly, a genius who possesses various talents? I wish they'd given me one of those talents so I didn't have to be in the reserve department. Nah, dude, you're better, Hajime. You're better than all these nerds. That's right, the reserve department. Here it said the reserve corps students in the reserve department began uprising. Then what about me? Was I a participant too? Nah, that's not possible. There's no way I would have reason to do something like that. Oh man, this is like a dialogue-heavy episode, since it's just Hajime talking to himself, for the most part. Anyway, I've learned about the tragedy of Hope's Peak Academy, but the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history is a far worse incident, right? They tricked me into saying the phrase. What kind of incident was it? And who's this other student that isn't Izuru? A certain student who secretly used the incident to their advantage. Who is that? The ultimate investigative reporter, obviously. This incident is really messed up, but all it's doing is raising more questions. The mysteries just keep piling up. Anything on the clock? The clock doesn't have any hands. What time is it right now? We can't see outside, so I don't even know if it's night or day. What if you're in space? You ever think about that? Okay, we're still on the 5th floor. Maybe we're only in the 5th floor? Do we not get to go to the other floors? Like, do maybe some of these unlock as we look at different pieces? No? I guess we can go check out the bio lab. Oh, wait, can we go downstairs? No, we still can't go downstairs. Let's go check out the bio lab, which is now open. The bodies are fucking raw. Okay, another manga and a Monokuma doll. What the hell is this room? It's freaking cold in here. It's like I'm in a freezer or something. If I stand still, I might end up freezing to death. I should hurry up and investigate so I can get out of here already. Any Kyokos hanging in the corner? No?
I've been found.
Darn right you have. Anything else around here? We got some tarps. They still ain't moved the tarps. Why is this left out like this? Clean up after yourselves, will ya? He's got a point. There's another manga just laying around here. This time the title is Manga for Morons. The phrase. I knew it. The next one would obviously be about this incident. The biggest, most, you know. You're not getting me to say it. I refuse. I've said it too many times. Just what was the incident really about? It might turn out to be something lame. It needs an acronym. The BMAMTHH doesn't quite work. I flipped through the pages of the manga and hoped I was right. She is very scared. I feel like I've seen that before. A story about creepily drawn characters who get... I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if it's maybe like the art is inspired by other famous manga art that I've maybe seen, but I'm not actually familiar with where it comes from. To get the story about creepily drawn characters who get involved in such horrifying incidents. An incident known as, you know, it is drawn so grotesquely because the incident itself is that grotesque. Anyway, the beginning of this creepy manga starts with this sentence. The tragedy was simply the trigger. At first, the uprising by the Reserve Corps students that triggered the tragedy of Hope's Peak Academy was initially hoped to be resolved quickly, but the situation continued to escalate to dangerous extremes. The movement started spreading all over the internet and fostered a thriving online community. The community was not limited to students, and people of various races and nations began joining in. The movement was not confined to the internet and began spreading and eroding the real world. When the movement started, it was indistinguishable from any other demonstration inspired by social unrest. But as it spread across the world, certain abnormalities soon came to light. By then it was too late. The ends and the means had vanished, and the wanton destruction became their only goal. Because the strong butchered the weak killed the weakest among them, and soon the weak formed factions to brutally murder the strong. As the violence and death continued to spread, the shock of their actions began to disappear. As if the era was regressing to the more uncivilized times when senseless deaths were the norm. I'm gonna take a hydration break. The media was oversaturated with deaths to the point where people would watch them while enjoying a meal. By the time the world realized what had become, it was too late to stop what happened. A feeling of immense despair began spreading and eventually engulfed the world. Acts of terrorism and coups d'etats began occurring around the world. A war raged in the name of despair. A war fought not for principles, religion, or personal gain, just war. Pure war. And because of that, there was no way to resolve it. How could a movement started by high school students progress into such a hopeless scenario? The only explanation is, well, shit, we all know, is the existence of a certain organization devoted to a certain student who influenced Hope's Peak Academy, a group called Ultimate Despair. Instead of using Hope's Peak Academy's talents for the sake of mankind's hope, they used them for the sake of mankind's despair. Key members of society used their influence to brainwash the masses in order to spread despair. Tech-savvy computer programs wrote software to spread despair, and the powerful and influential created new values and morals to spread despair. And with this, they created the tragedy, the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history. You get it that one time. As long as the ultimate despair exists, the despair engulfing the world will never end. The tragedy will never end. Okay? But why? They're just evil because, I was born evil. Why not? But my heart was racing in my chest and my body felt ice cold. And it wasn't because I was freezing in this room. The biggest, most awful, most yeah. This is definitely all made up. Well, yeah, you're technically right. I mean, if this is really true, then what's happening in the outside world? My family, my friends, the convenience store I frequent, or the bookstore, my favorite restaurant? Yes, in that order. My family, my friends, the goddamn convenience store. Those are the three most important things in my life. What's happened to them?
No way!
Hey, are you seriously yelling at a manga? How crazy are you? Who would enjoy reading something like this?
What?
Oh my, you don't like manga? A high school student who doesn't like manga is like an office lady who doesn't like to eat candy. Enough, what is this messed up manga? My thoughts exactly. I thought you'd obviously know about such a horrible event that destroyed the world, but for you to not remember that despair, that's the Future Foundation's fault though, thanks to them stealing your school memories. The incident that happened during that period has been completely removed from your brains. This incident really happened and I actually forgot about it? There's no way that's possible.
What are you saying?
How many times do I have to tell you? All the clues here are real.
Hello.
Please understand, I'm rooting for you. If you don't learn about the full extent of the outside world, you guys will suffer for it. I just want to help you guys so you can live well-adjusted lives in the outside world. I see, so that's how it is. That's what he meant by what he said at the beginning. Well, as the headmaster, I'm conflicted, you know? On one hand, I'm really happy that you're finally going to graduate, but on the other hand, I'm worried about whether you guys will be okay in the outside world. That's why I'm thinking about telling you what the outside world is like before you make a decision, whether you want to leave Jabberwock Island or stay here. He's trying to make us feel despair towards the outside world, so we'll want to stay on this island. But there's no way I'm going to do what he wants. Despair like that simply can't exist. The outside world should be filled with hope. Just like now. Perhaps... no, that's definitely it. Whether or not this incident really happened, what in the world is this Ultimate Despair group? If they're devoted to a certain student who guided Hope's Peak Academy to its destruction, Are they connected to both the tragedy and the tragedy? Plus, the organization isn't just one person, but a group of people. Well, yeah, that's what an organization means. But if they're known as Ultimate Despair, they're just high school students, right? We're in anime land. High school students are the most powerful beings in the universe. Well, if they were actually able to do it, then I guess that's why they were called Ultimates. Then, are the killings we're involved in connected to them as well? It's no use. I'm gonna freeze to death. I'm at my limit. I need to get out of here. Shivering, I ran out of the freezing room. Should have checked the morgue for bodies. Oh, that was close. I nearly froze to death. So, where should I go next? Maybe the blood room. No, I can't remember. Is the blood room on the 4th floor or the 5th floor? Do not know. Did we go in 5A or 5B? I think we went in 5A. Yeah, this is different, because the other one said violin. Nah, I should ignore it. I'm gonna pretend that I didn't see him. What's up, Fuyuhiko?
Jeez.
When I went inside this room, that bastard bear was suddenly here. He keeps glancing at me. Wonder why. It's gonna be shitty either way.
Damn right.
I'll let you handle it. There's no way I'm gonna deal with that idiot. I don't want to do that either, though. Okay. Well, see ya. I'm reluctant to do it, but I guess I have to talk to Monokuma. I don't see Monokuma. He's hidden so well. Where is he? Gosh, I can't find him. Where could he be?
Hiya!
Why, hello, Hajime. I hope you're doing pleasingly well. Are you pleasingly well? You're pleasingly well, right? What are you doing here?
No.
Well, there was another thing I needed to tell you on this floor. I got bored of drawing manga. Can you forgive me for telling you by word of mouth? You should have done that from the beginning. I didn't want to read your manga in the first place. A high school student who doesn't like manga is like a sumo wrestler who doesn't like eating hot pots. I'm getting really fed up with your babbling. It's a lot of words, man. Hurry up. What do you need to tell me? I'm getting vocal fatigue. It's about that key piece of information you've been waiting so long for.
What?
Surprise! It's about the Ultimate Despair. Huh? Even though the term Ultimate Despair refers to a group these days,
Actually,
it was originally the title for a high school girl who was the most powerful, evil, and feared person alive. Doubt? Heavy doubt energy? A high school girl?
yes, indeed.
Lady Junko Enoshima. Sounds like a loser. Junko Enoshima?
Hey,
As the former Ultimate Despair, she created a despair brimming with charm and humor, and created the Ultimate Despairs. There was one really horrible person in that group.
Don't fuck with me.
Hold on a sec. I don't know what the Ultimate Despairs are, but it's not that easy to form an organization. Yeah, it is. There's no way people would join some fucked up organization created by a high school girl.
unbelievable.
Humans who are obsessed with their philosophy have an uncanny power to attract others. It's a trait shared by many famous leaders throughout history, right? There's nothing strange about it.
Hey,
That holds true for Lady Junko. Can we not call her Lady? Can we just call her that person who got splat? With her charismatic ability to attract people, she even influenced those in the highest echelons of powers. Charismatic is not the term I would use to describe Junko.
Phew.
So annoying that I'd rather kill myself than listen to her talk anymore? Maybe. That's a little overblown. Even though her personality shifting shtick thing did annoy the piss out of me. Her connections were the main reason the incident became the tragedy in the first place, so she even recruited people who would have been in a position to neutralize the threat?
Huh?
Then what was their purpose?
Huh?
To provide an antagonist for the plot? I mean, cause despair? Like I said, why did they cause that incident? It doesn't even make sense. They had a purpose, right? There's no way they'd do what they did without any purpose.
Hey,
It was, Junko Enoshima's despair. Yeah, that's right. Huh? For Junko Enoshima, despair isn't about purpose, a set of principles, a way of life, or an instinct. Despair is what defines Junko Enoshima as Junko Enoshima. What are you saying? I'm a stuffed plushie. Hajime is a human, it's exactly like that. Junko Enoshima is full of so much despair that she's truly hopeless. Living, dying, eating, loving, for her, everything is despair. What the hell? With her overwhelming force of personality, she recruited the Ultimate Despairs one by one. She controlled their despair by taking advantage of their love, hate, grudges, anything really. Junko's despair is far more dreadful than any other. That idea has been slammed right into their minds. And so, the ultimate despairs who had been recruited from nothing became nothing more than Junko's limbs. All despair, whether it was their own or anyone else's, was dedicated to Junko Enoshima. Like believers making offerings to their god, like a mother providing food to her children. They dedicated all despair so that they could escape from despair, all in Junko Enoshima's name. For example, they killed their families and friends, and they even destroyed their bodies through relentless mutilation. And to hopelessly top it all off, they completely believed it was something they had to do. Okay, so she's the ultimate cult leader, really. That's what she should be called. There's no way something that crazy is possible. That's the only thing that I think is believable in the game. Because cults are fucking weird, man.
What?
Do you know about the final days of the Reserve Corps students during the tragedy of Hope's Peak Academy? Final days?
In other words,
Junko has the power to change people's values. That is also true of famous people throughout history. What do you mean, final days? What happened to the Reserve Department?
of course.
They fulfilled their role as disposable limbs. They believed in what they needed to. And so, the 2,357 students of the Reserve Department all committed mass suicide. Mass suicide?
What'd you say?
All 2,357 students? Well, it wasn't all of them. One person was excluded. One person was excluded. Huh. Is that me?
Damn it.
I don't believe it. There's no way I can believe this. Ultimate despair, Junko Enoshima. It didn't scare me at all. I mean,
Bastard!
Junko Enoshima's already dead. Huh? Oh no. Oh no. Flashbacks of her voice is coming back. Well, it's not really her voice is the problem, man. I like her voice actress. Voice actress, yeah, I was just saying it weird. I like the VA for her, but the actual dialogue itself is kind of annoying. Anything on the TV? Does this monitor serve the same purpose as the monitors on the island? If so, it would be under Monokuma's supervision, right? Is this place really Hope's Peak Academy? And we're only 30 minutes in. I feel like I've been recording for like 4 hours in this one video. It's just, I guess it's so dialogue dense. Like, there's not really any break between me talking. Like, there's not that much like walking around and doing any investigative stuff, I guess. And the characters themselves aren't talking nearly as much. Hey Fuyuhiko, is it true what you said? Junko Enoshima is really dead?
Huh?
What? You didn't see? There was a book called Manga for Morons, Killing School Life in the Bloody Classroom. Bloody Classroom? No, wait, what was that you said about the Killing School Life? Like the killings we were involved in, there were killings that happened at Hope's Peak Academy? As I recall, the mastermind took her own life because all the remaining students worked together to defeat her.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, one person dunked on her so hard with facts and logic that she immediately killed herself. The Killing School Life ended up failing in the end. As a result, the 6 students who survived managed to escape from the academy.
Hey.
For a manga about the Killing School Life, it was drawn with lots of silly images and dumb gags. According to that, the mastermind behind the failed Killing School Life was Junko Enoshima. The mastermind took her own life, which means Junko Enoshima is dead? I don't know, maybe. It turns out the Killing School Life was part of the whole, biggest awful whatever incident. Thank you, Fuyuhiko. Junko took away the memories of former students of Hope's Peak Academy and forced them to kill each other. Former students of Hope's Peak Academy and she took away their memories? That's just like us. Apparently the whole thing was being filmed by surveillance cameras and broadcast worldwide. There's a limit to being a cruel asshole. The surveillance cameras were broadcasting the whole thing?
So...
The students of Hope's Peak Academy are widely known as symbols of hope. By forcing people to watch these symbols of hope kill each other for the sake of survival, they were trying to fill everyone who watched the broadcast with despair all at once. That's messed up. But they underestimated the power of anime friendship, so Junko Enoshima failed. Junko lost to the student she placed in her trap, and after being overcome by the despair she created, she took her own life. Actually, it was all part of her plan. She meant to fail. It was, because we needed to continue the plot. So maybe there's more to it. I don't know. I'm being, like, overly, like, dismissive of the game this video. I don't know why. Then, Junko's no more. No matter how horrible she was, there's no reason to fear someone who's dead. Whether Monokuma's story is true or not doesn't matter.
Bastard!
Junko Enoshima isn't alive anymore. Then, who is our enemy? I mean, assuming she's actually dead, which, I don't know, maybe, maybe not. I feel like it could go either way. So, like, Nagito's hand, we can assume that's Junko's hand. We don't really know who Nagito is yet. I don't know. If Junko Enoshima's already dead, are the rest of the Ultimate Despairs behind this? Are the followers of Junko carrying out her will? That's the only thing I can think of. I mean, the killings are involved and resemble that killing school life. Well, I don't know who the hell is imitating Junko and making us go through this, but an imitation is just that, an imitation. For what it's worth, I do hope Junko's mega dead. I think it would be a little dumb if she's just, like, brought back or something like that.
No shit.
If the students of Hope's Peak Academy stop the real deal, there's no way we'll lose to some fake. If this is really an imitation, are those surveillance cameras the same too? The cameras all over Jabberwock Island? Are they broadcasting to somewhere just like the surveillance cameras during the killing school life? We have updated the Ultimate Despair. Man, Hajime, you totally know about that story, huh? What, do you have a problem with that? Well, I really wanted you to read the manga version since I took the time to draw it.
What are you gonna do?
Oh, well, I'll just raise the flag. Flag? What do you mean, raise the flag? What's gonna happen if you do that? He's going to mark you as having read the material, therefore you can continue in the route, Hajime.
Ooh,
One step at a
how
time.
exciting.
You're getting closer to clearing my character out. Come on, Hajime, read a visual novel, won't you? You're not making sense again.
Well now.
I'll give you guys my all. I'll tell you everything I know, including information on the outside and the inside. I'll raise them flags like crazy. We're going for Monokuma ending. Guess we can leave now. Okay, we got Akane over here. Hey, we're on the third floor? This is the fourth floor, I think. The Chem Lab? Yeah, that's the fourth floor. It changed to a different hallway again. It's so sudden. What's going on to make something like this happen? I've already decided that I'm not going to be surprised. That's right, there's no time for me to be surprised by something like this. Okay, are we actually going to go through every single floor? We might be here for a long time. Akane's twitching her nose like a beast and examining her surroundings. Hey, what happened?
Based on my gut feeling.
It's just my gut, but I feel like someone's getting closer. What do you mean? Who?
So,
I don't know, it's just my gut after all.
It's just my gut.
But still, her gut is pretty impressive. For some reason, it's strangely intuitive. And Monokuma did say something about the main cast coming. It's surprising, but her gut must be correct again this time. Okay. Where am I going? Was the Chem Lab open? The Chem Lab may have been open. No. That is the answer to the question. Okay, not there. Music room, music room. Aha! Let's see if we can maybe learn a little bit about, maybe something to do with Fuyuhiko's sister? Possibly? Okay, we got some commandments. This looks like the music room. I feel like I can see something strange. You can see into the Matrix. Oh, there is a camera there. Alright, let's read the hologram first. What is this? Words are floating in the air. This is like a hologram, right? The floating letters are forming a sentence. Regarding the report we gave you the other day, we have obtained information. A person who claims to be a survivor of Hope's Peak Academy. There are a total of 15 survivors. It looks like a passage from an email. Regarding the report you gave the other day, we have obtained information. A person who claims to be a survivor of Hope's Peak Academy. So 15 survivors. Now the question is, That's probably our group then. Maybe. Well, no. I mean, I guess it could be the original 15. Because, I mean, they were survivors as well. You may be wondering about the number of people at this time. If they're a survivor of Hope's Peak Academy, it's possible they may be targeted by ultimate despair. We believe we should acquire them and place them in our care as soon as possible. Though I don't believe the group can go that far without Junko and Oshima rallying them. In a worst case scenario, we must prevent a repeat of the killing school life. So this would be our group then, not the original 15. But, so I guess the imposter then is not supposed to be part of us, maybe? Because there were 16 of us originally. Granted, I guess, no, it would be Chiake would be the 16th person then, right? Because, what do you call it? You know, she was added if this is the Future Foundation? Which I'm guessing Byakuya is actually just like, or Fat Byakuya, like he just died, right? Like we just never learned his true identity. Maybe it's not important. Like for some reason I've been kind of thinking that maybe he's like still alive or something, but I think he's probably just like straight up died and was never able to reveal that he's not the imposter person. Like maybe they're not important anymore. Also, if they are survivors of Hope's Peak Academy, we should expect them to be quite valuable to us. However, we are still investigating the details of their origins and we haven't located them either. We will continue investigating this matter. Also, regarding a separate matter, we have received a report from the research facility on Jabberwock Island. Preparations have been completed. It seems we can proceed with the experimental phase of the Neo World program. Survivors of Hope's Peak Academy? 15 students. Is that about us? Also, what did they say back here about Junko? I don't believe the group can go that far without Junko rallying them. Okay, so they're operating under the assumption she's also dead. And that the Despair can't do too much without their leader. Granted, I mean, there is the Izuru guy who seems like he could easily step in as the new leader or something. Maybe that's what happened. Excluding Chiake, who is part of the Future Foundation, there were definitely 15 of us, but what does survivors mean? It's like they're talking from some other world. What happened outside Jabberwock Island? You already heard. If the biggest, most, you know, if it is really true, then the world isn't normal anymore, maybe. That maybe. That had big Chiaki energy. I'm starting to feel like we might be better off not remembering the memories we've lost. That's a defeatist attitude. Okay. Let's learn about this old monument. Something, something, human history. The something academy. Can't really read the words. Oh no, it's the biggest, most... To commit the biggest, most awful human and blah, blah, blah. Okay, what? Well, we'll just read it. To combat the biggest, most awful. And not just the mark engraved at the monument is the symbol of the Future Foundation, right? Below that symbol, there's a short passage engraved. To combat the thingy, the graduates of Hope's Peak Academy were among the many who established the Future Foundation. The graduates, eh? The Future Foundation was established by the graduates of Hope's Peak Academy? Aren't they known as World Ender? This is completely different. Monokuma, he completely made it up! It's what I've been fucking saying the entire game. Future Foundation's origin has been added. I guess that's all the clues in this room. It's finally confirmed that Future Foundation is on our side at least. They were founded by the graduates of Hope's Peak Academy and they took us in to protect us. But if that's true, Chiaki should have made that clear to us. Now, as long as Monokuma's around, she probably couldn't say anything carelessly. Monokuma, if he's the Future Foundation's enemy, then his true identity must be the ultimate despairs who caused the thingy. The ones who are carrying out the will of Junko and Oshima are making us go through this. And this also caught my attention in the email too. What is this research facility on Jabberwock Island mentioned in the email? What's that about? The only Future Foundation facility we found was that ancient ruin. There's no way that that's the research facility. If there really is a research facility on this island, there should be other Future Foundation members here. Somehow, there are still so many mysteries. They could take a hydration break. Big hydration break? Alright, what are we doing? Where are we going? Nothing about the old girlie, who seemed to be murdered in the music room. I mean, it's not really important or anything, but I would be a little bit interested in knowing a little bit more about Fuyuhiko's, you know, sister's death. Okay, list of subjects. I see Hiyoko over there. This feels different from a classroom.
Maybe...
It's probably the office, right? I mean, the room kind of has that stuffy teacher vibe to it. The office, huh? Now that you mention it, it does look like that.
Well...
More importantly, have you seen Miss Sonia? I don't see her anywhere. How much longer is this guy going to be obsessed with Sonia? Give it up already. There's something written on the blackboard. What's written here? List of subjects is written on the blackboard in large letters. Just below that are names I've seen before. I don't know any of these people. The ultimate imposter. Why does Hiyoko have her own thing? Also, why does she look so much older in that picture? There's a newspaper posted on the blackboard. Below that, Hiyoko Saijane, or Sayo, whatever your name is. What is this newspaper? What is this? It says Miss Hiyoko Saijane. That can't mean the same Hiyoko, right? I mean, the Hiyoko we knew was like 8. She was much smaller and looked more childlike. It was pretty much her defining feature. But the photo in this newspaper, in a way, I can see the resemblance to Hiyoko, but her height and figure, it's too different from the Hiyoko we knew. Maybe we've got more than one imposter among us. What does this mean?
Huh?
This lady looks pretty mature. Is she Hiyoko's older sister or something? Nah, it says Hiyoko there. Then Hiyoko has an older sister with the same first and last name. An older sister with the same first and last name?
I mean...
That's the only explanation, right? I mean, look at it for yourself. That's not Hiyoko. But did you ever hear her mention an older sister?
Man...
Shit, dude, she didn't talk to me. I'm not wasting my social link time on her. It's not like I was close to her or anything.
Wrong.
She doesn't have an older sister. Hiyoko is the family's only daughter. If she doesn't have a sister, then a relative. I mean, there's still too much of a resemblance.
What are you saying?
That's Hiyoko. Huh?
Of course not!
What are you saying? Hiyoko doesn't have a curvy body like that. I mean, she was famous for a childlike figure. She got away with all kinds of crap for looking like that.
Well...
I don't know what to tell you. Maybe she had a growth spurt or a growth D-spurt? What are you saying? She's already dead. There's no way she could have had a growth spurt.
Today, I'm feeling white.
Well, regardless, all the clues I provided are true. If they weren't, it wouldn't be fair.
What's going on?
What the heck? This is the truth? This is the truth in the Hiyoko in the newspaper. Is he really saying this is the same person? That's impossible. I mean, how can there be a photo of a grown-up Hiyoko when she's already dead? Why does this even exist?
Hey, hey!
Could it be related to that list of subjects over there? Huh?
This is bad.
If it says subjects, maybe it means there was some kind of experiment, right? Does that experiment change Hiyoko's body? What am I saying? Just saying it out loud makes it sound messed up. What experiment? If it's some kind of experiment, it would mean that we're also test subjects, right? I mean, our names are also on the blackboard under that list of subjects. But what kind of experiment was it?
What's going on?
What's going on? It better not have anything to do with time travel. Oh god, no, please not time travel. I don't know. I feel like she looks like someone, but I can't figure out who. I don't know if it's just because the art style is similar. Like, she kind of looks like Sonia. And they got different eye colors, but... I mean, it could just be because of the art style. Does she look like Junko? Junko's got different eye colors. Granted, they could theoretically fake that, but... Okay, I get it. What in the world happened to Hyoko? Yup. Oh wait, was your name Izuru? Your name was Izuru, dude! That's why we knew the name. I feel like I've seen it before, but the name etched into the placard says... Izuru Kamakura, the founder of Hope's Peak Academy, and his name, Izuru. Doesn't this clearly contradict the information I obtained earlier? Damn it, another mystery. He was de-aged into a high school student, which exponentially increased his power, and therefore he was able to become more powerful than God himself. I mean, anything can happen, right?
Huh? Are you serious?
I am indeed so serious. Very for serious. Flowers on top of the desk. Plus, they look strange to me. Are my eyes just tired? Alright, you got anything to say? Did we talk to you?
Are we screwed?
That list of subjects seems really dangerous.
Hey,
Don't
hey.
tell me all this killing is gonna have some psychotic conclusion like it's some experiment. Oh, it was a hologram. I just kind of thought that was on the wall. There are letters floating in the air like the music room from earlier. It looks like a passage from an email someone wrote. It's the same one as earlier. I should read it. We understand this matter regarding the survivors. In order to safely acquire them, please do your best and continue your investigation. However, you must exercise extreme caution concerning the remnants of despair. Even though they have lost Junko Enoshima, the fact remains that they are incredibly dangerous. Even after her death, the tragedy is not ended. Perhaps there is still a leader on par with Junko Enoshima. As long as we do nothing about the remnants of despair, we will not be able to end this incident. For this reason, the remnants of despair must be immediately eliminated once they are discovered. Everything is for the sake of a shining future. Immediately eliminated? Does that mean this is an order to kill them? That doesn't sound peaceful at all. Well, I guess that's understandable. I mean, if it's as terrible as it sounds, they're basically war criminals. If the remnants of despair are the ones waging that war, there's no way they'd be forgiven that easily. Okay, with this, you've totally raised all the flags on this floor. Congratulations, Hajime. You shall now go to the next stage. Next stage? We will find out what the next stage is in the next video and continue our investigation of Hope's Peak Academy. I'm Extra Cheesy 87. Stay tuned for the next part. And bye, guys.